Friends, welcome to Battletech Oath of Endosteel Season 4, Episode 15. We were in a race to see which Battletech show, Endosteel or Blades of Honor, could go longer without an episode. Surprising everyone, Endosteel lost that race by having an episode first.
Oh my god.
It's a real Cinderella story.
Come from behind.
Oh man.
The one thing I do want to say before we get started here is that my latest show has begun filming, Battletech Solaris Knights, but with a K instead of an N at the front. And you'll hear more about it when it's done filming in like 3 to 6 months. We are keeping the entire project more or less secretly under wraps because it is a game where the players don't know who is playing, and they are all submitting their orders directly to me. And when it is fully filmed and done and edited, that's when we're going to start releasing info about it. But I want to get people hyped now.
Nice.
Yo.
You got me hyped, man. Just the concept alone. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
So previously on Oath of Endosteel, we have some things that are outstanding. I have a note here that says based Menelaus, which is when Eric, in the form of his character, went to hang out with his little brother, who he's really never spoken to, and none of you have bothered to talk to the entire length of this season. It turns out he's actually a pretty cool kid, and he gave you some advice about your depression and your loss of purpose in life. And you went to a gun range, and we both shot extremely poorly, and the range control officer suggested you both switch to laser rifles.
America.
Brutal.
Eric has several problems, including the fact that he requires the following people to join his staff before his new theme park / murder junction / arena can come into play, which is he needs somebody at the head of HBAR or onboarding. He needs someone to manage the talent, someone to manage legal financial, and someone to manage public relations / advertising / sales. Samuel Barrett's coming to town for the winter.
I invited him.
Slogan here, CEO Peter Hardwood has been in the news for causing lots of drama. But other than that, it is continuing to pump out legacy ammunition for forces on planet, which has allowed you to get around the fact that major arms manufacturers are still pissed about Lachlan McDougall snubbing them a decade ago. It is almost 3047. Whatever plot lines you guys have to wrap up, like the fact that there is a pirate and his staff pretending to be a nobleman secretly on planet and also avoiding his infiltration persona's boyfriend, secret boyfriend, Angus McDougall. We've done nothing to touch that. I mean, every part of there's a guy on planet pretend. Yeah, I mean, Athena, you haven't told anybody, and you've just been like, I'll help you pretend to be this person. Yeah.
No. I mean, come on. To be clear, there was very little time between me discovering. I think there was one episode.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to do anything.
Okay.
There was a lot going on.
You had a whole episode, but all right.
Yeah, we got a lot done in that episode. But,
yeah, you established the Menskov Center for Science and Research Technology Development. I believe that all of you remember to do your homework, and you have policies to put forward for the upcoming Senate session, which is this episode. And the Kerensky Ball, which is also this episode.
Naturally,
you got that all locked in, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Naturally.
Sounds right.
Absolutely. Who agreed to host the Kerensky Ball last time?
It was, I supported a night. It was some dude that there was like controversy, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'll help. I'll support you. Right,
you're hosting it.
I'm not hosting it. I'm.
You are helping somebody host it. I'm recalling
Yes.
it. I just don't remember who it was.
Oh boy, it was some
Reincolt?
No, it was some knight.
Oh,
Let's look at my list
Badger?
of knights here.
I think it was maybe one of Badger's mercenaries, like trying to like elevate themselves in society.
It's probably Yohei
Menelaus?
Genji's heir. Is that it?
Oh.
I don't.
Guys, it's
You
been
hate
months
Genji?
since our last
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. That sounds great though. Send it. Let's say it's them.
Just don't get in the comments, okay? You know, just.
No, they
you know.
will.
Yeah.
They will for us getting things wrong.
It's like, hey, Pete. It was this guy that you like made kind of.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna go
Spite.
with it's Hiroshi Genji, and you're helping him out.
Okay.
Just because I don't remember other ones.
Has Lachlan asked any of us to put forward legislation?
No, he's never asked you to put forward legislation. I will point out again that the whole reason all of you are barons or lords is because the Duchess told him, "Get out of politics, or I'll destroy
Right.
your entire house."
Yeah. I just didn't know if he like is like doing like a kind of shadowy like
So far,
suggesting
I
here's
mean,
what you should be putting forward.
The
type
shadowy
deal.
thing he's doing is pitting his children against each other to figure out which one will be survival of the fittest to get control of the pile of nuclear weapons and probably his legacy.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we've got a number of things on the board here to accomplish. We've got potentially meeting with Samuel Barrett. I'm going to say that can happen at any time. We've got Eric. Oh, you know what? The first thing that happens is a news report of someone sitting down with P Sensei, and P Sensei is, you know, it's like Good Morning America. He's like, that's right. Afterwards, it turned out that the whole match resulted in the near destruction of the arena. The Charger crossing across the arena at high speed. I was told that the arena managers had informed the owner, Angus McDougall, that it was only rated for light mech combat. They both people involved, both list commanders began arguing about, you know, whether Chargers could be used or not. Angus threw a real fit there, but I have to say, I think he came through it well, despite the fact that millions of C-bills of damage had been done to the arena, way beyond like missile blasts and lasers. The ferrocrete there has been permanently cracked and will need to be reset. This is an underground structure, so doing construction down there is going to be expensive. I have to say, I loved my time there as an arena announcer, and I would love to be considered for the head of talent, but that's for Angus McDougall to decide. He just sits back, and the person interviewing goes, I asked you how you felt about rose-flavored ice cream. And that's where we're gonna cut.
That's a
Right,
person manifesting something. You know what I'm saying?
One of my goals is to spin that arena fight into a massive spat between Valentina and Whittington.
Yeah.
So
Perfect. There's nothing like pushing geopolitical boundaries in order to advance your personal financial situation.
Oh my god.
We're on the brink of war, but at least I've got another $50 in my pocket.
my entire life is basically to follow in the footsteps of my father, which is basically a Metal Gear Solid villain. So I'm here. I'm ready for it.
Wow.
All right, well, you're going to have to fight your father with swords on a rooftop during a rainstorm.
Wow.
Okay.
Could happen.
Yeah, it
I know.
could.
Could happen.
With the good, yeah.
I guess if only Kuro was still alive, then there could definitely be a sword fight on the roof in a rainstorm.
That's true.
That's peak Kuro shit right there.
Yeah, it's true. Oh my god.
I mean, we should all just appreciate for a moment, we do have a family house atomics as well,
That's
just as a
true.
concept.
that is
Pretty
very
good.
true.
The family atomics is a real thing for us.
Wild.
Somewhere out
AP
there, I can hear someone screaming loudly in Dune music.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, Eric. We definitely do not have atomic weapons. But if we did have atomic weapons, we would absolutely use them if anyone threatened our house. So I wouldn't if I were you.
Castle doctrine does not.
All right, Israel, calm down.
Do we have?
We do not have
all right.
weapons of mass destruction. We
I
don't.
can't confirm or deny.
Yes, we don't. Yes.
Well, I would love to meet with P Sensei if he has an idea, especially along this the lines of well, he wants to handle talent, but maybe P Sensei has any ideas for me about maybe who I should get as a PR person to help me spin
So you're going to P Sensei's office in his corporate towers.
Sure. I don't think P Sensei's office is a very euphemistic word. I can't imagine the guy actually has a desk.
Athena's been there. We've had scenes in the office before.
Have we though?
We have. You go there.
He did the training.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
You go, you're in his office, you're seated outside it. The secretary gets up to go get you some water. And we get a Lev Grossman from Tropic Thunder style scene where you can see the office has like those 1920s, 1930s style police, like white but opaque, like translucent-ish enough that you can see the shadow of him moving, and you can very clearly with the lighting coming from through his windows, you can very clearly see him smoking a cigar. You can even see the smoke through this, and he's like, damn it, I'm telling you, we need to do a reboot. This Bodyguard movie is too good to let go. I'm telling you, we need some young, hot piece of meat to get up there. I'm thinking Menelaus McDougall. We have him play the Bodyguard, and we do a relaunch of that movie from like 15, 20 years ago. You remember the one about Kuro and Jana. You know, their marriage, it was a whole political thing, and then she gets captured on the northern continent, and the Bodyguard falls in love with her. The two of them escape in his Battlemech, and it's all in Italian. We do a relaunch of that movie. Everybody fucking loves it. But we get the dude who does the rap music to do like the whole thing will be a musical where everybody's like opera, but also rap. You know, Win-Manuel Miranda. They call him Win because he's always winning. We're going to do the whole movie like that. It's going to be a modern update of the Shakespeare classic Romeo and Juliet and zombies.
My lover's bodyguard. Actually, that sounds like a manga title.
No, just call it Bodyguard.
It was called Il Bodyguarderino last time, or whatever the Italian word for bodyguard is. But now they're going to update it, and they're just going to call it Bodyguard. And if it does poorly, they'll do a relaunch of it called The Bodyguard.
Yeah,
that's
how they launched The Suicide Squad.
Legally distinct.
Okay. He opens his door after slamming the phone down. And it's one of those desk phone attached by a wire as well. That's how you know he's a legitimate producer. And he says, hey, look at this, my guy, Angus McDougall. I was just talking about your brother. Come on in here. Come on in here. You smoke?
Of course.
Yeah. He lights up a cigar for you. He lights your cigar off the end of his cigar, has you sit down, hands you the cigar. He doesn't even ask if you want some brandy. He just pours you a brandy. It's like peach brandy. It's the best I can get on planet, you know.
It's 10:30 in the morning.
He's a producer for a boy band. What do you want from me?
I understand. I know. We've all seen the pictures of the guy who runs that one big Korean group,
BTS
K-pop group. Yeah.
What an inspiration.
I understand. Yeah, I got you.
When you have that much money, you can do whatever you want, I guess. So,
I will faux pas a little bit and say it's a little early, but I'll do it.
What brings you back to my office? I don't suppose you saw my interview this morning on Good Morning Whittington.
No, it's about P Sensei.
I am P Sensei. What do you need?
Well, you know what I mean. I did see what you were talking about. Look, I need your help managing talent.
He points to his desk, which says P Sensei, talent manager.
And more, this stuff's good. Listen, I need some advice about who I can get for PR.
You want to pray?
Because I have a lot of ideas.
I can have my people get one of my pallets.
Yeah.
Like a shipping container.
Yeah. Who makes this?
Oh, it's peach brandy. It's from up north. They make it out of like just like once or twice a year out of the fresh peaches.
Maybe we can. This stuff's really good. Maybe we should be promoting this.
Oh, I already do. It's called Whittington's Best Kept Secret. I do it under a label.
Nice.
But it's
Okay.
all off world. You know, you can't sell it here. Everybody, peach brandy is the local. You know, if I sold it here, everyone would be like, "Oh, you know, this is just the thing I can get anywhere," because you could get it anywhere on Whittington. But if I sell it other places, it's the hidden gem of this tragic small town planet in the middle of nowhere. I'll tell you where Reserve. It sells good at Valentina. Yeah. They love their Davian liquors over there.
Well, that's just the planet I need your help with, or I need a PR person's help with.
Now he takes a huge puff and holds it for a minute, and then out his nose like a bull, and he goes, "Look, your family has quite a history with Valentina. If I'm not mistaken, when I was a little boy, your father launched a surprise raid on one of the highest ranking nobles' manors and killed his mother while burning his estate down. So I have to tell you, attaching your name to Valentina could get me into a lot of trouble. So whatever you're about to try to sell me, it better be worth the kind of trouble of mother killer."
Well, that's the thing. I'm looking to stoke a little fire between...
Trying to build a little heat?
Yeah, between Whittington and Valentina.
What are we talking about here?
Thinking about spinning the test drive of the arena into something more geopolitical, a little more scandalous.
Are you a fan of the sweet science?
Out of character, do I know what this is?
Boxing.
Sweet science?
You've never heard of boxing called the sweet science?
Yeah, it's like an old
Google it.
Okay, real. Fair enough. All right. I believe you. Okay, sure. Yeah.
You know about
what does boxing
sports entertainment in general? You ever heard of this old thing that isn't a thing anymore in the current generation called professional wrestling sports entertainment? They got a term there called heel. And you want to build heat between your heel and your baby face. You got a good guy and a bad guy. The two of them have to have chemistry together to hate each other. Now, if you say you want to antagonize Valentina, I'm out. If you tell me you're looking to build some sort of superstar brand where you have Mechwarriors and arena duelists from like both planets fighting each other for the next 30 years that we can build a franchise on and sell, I'm in.
No, that's what I mean. No, thank you. See, this is why I need a PR person.
I'm looking for a paycheck. And I want to make sure that's clear.
Sure. Whatever you can do to help me get this thing online, launched into space.
All right. He swivels his chair to look out over the capital city, Rhine Cold City, and he goes, "Okay, all right. Capital looks beautiful this time of day. 10:30 a.m., smoking one of my cigars, drinking a peach brandy like a normal man. One of these days, I'm going to own this town. And I'll tell you what, I think you and me together with this heel plan to build some heat with Valentina, that's how we do it. That's our in. You know,
this is the start of this.
Those Draconis Combine nobles from the so-called Blades of Honor, they're still in orbit right now on their way back to their ship. If there's anything you want to send to them, like a Discord message to challenge one or more of them to some duels, I could probably arrange it like some sort of master of games.
I'll float it to my family members who no doubt want revenge, but
Whoa,
I don't
hold
know.
on.
The
Let me be
arena's
very
out of.
clear. I'm not here to facilitate revenge. I'm here to facilitate profit.
No, I know. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
We're talking about the same thing.
Okay, because Sam's
It's all
saying
for show.
in cast chat that he wants to send a Bob.
I was joking. That was private.
Yeah. Right. No, I would love.
We got
I
the
would
family
love
atomics we don't talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Assuming.
I want you to imagine
Assuming
a
the-
world
the,
where
arena-
P Sensei becomes aware that there are nuclear weapons available. All right,
Assuming the arena can be used and stuff like that, yeah, no, I would, if I didn't know that was even possible, yeah, because I would love then for one of my siblings to step up and get revenge, you know.
Okay, all right. Look, I'm gonna need a more comprehensive contract than a verbal handshake do with you here. But if you're looking for a head of talent and someone to help you manage your creative vision, I'm in. And if you're looking for kind of extremely handsome young men to like help promote it, I of course also run my own personal talent agency, Talent 7. I would love to double dip by having my own people work for me a second time.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, exactly. Who wouldn't, Mr. Sensei? Listen, I think this is going to be a start of a beautiful friendship, and I'm willing to shake his hand. And
all right, his beefy arm reaches over, absolutely pale on the underside and hairy on the top side.
Beautiful. Now, oh my God. Okay,
I gotta go get my
I'll make a
fake
deal with this devil.
bronzer updated. It's been a while.
I can like literally see his jowls. Okay, okay,
Okay.
beautiful.
So I'm writing now that your head of talent is P Sensei, a character I created as a joke and who is now a major part of the narrative.
Yeah.
Isn't that
What
how
happens?
like 90% of our NPCs start?
Remember the crab strangler?
No, AP.
How can we forget?
Yeah, exactly. It's seared into my
Crab
brain.
strangler for public relations.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, no.
people still ask about Duke Dick.
I know.
I've done my best to just eliminate him. Literally.
Off world.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
my
right.
God.
Well, I saw some people were pretty forward that you have plans ready to go. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I think last we talked, Athena was heading towards the spaceport.
Okay.
And I think they would duck into like a secure place that like the nobles can head into. I mean, I think we own the spaceport, right? At some level, the family.
Yes. I mean, it's not at some level. You literally own the spaceport. There's
Yeah,
no...
fair enough. Well, I mean, like I don't.
Why we
manage it.
became nobles.
So yeah, I think I would duck into kind of a private room and reach out to Lachlan. Yeah, just reach out to my
Let
dad.
me interrupt here for a second. Is my brain cooked? Or is the person that you volunteered to help run this year's Kerensky ball Triton Bassett Latour? The visiting noble who Celeste got into the ballroom. Is that the person who volunteered to run the Kerensky ball? You're saying no. I see your face
I don't
saying
think
no.
so. No,
right.
It was someone else.
Okay.
Someone that was trying to lift himself up and stand in. Like they weren't a noble. They were a knight.
All right.
That I remember. I remember distinctly, but you know.
I don't remember, so I'll take your word for it.
All right, Eddie, give me your plot here. What are we doing?
All right. So, first step, talk to my father. I'm going to inquire about the Periphery Pirates and what went down.
You go talk to your dad. at the spaceport. He shuttles down onto the ground and comes to meet you. I think this takes place at like a nice restaurant in the spaceport proper.
Well,
It's,
then,
it's a future spaceport, by the way,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and Battletech took place in the 80s, so you can still use knives in the restaurants here.
Jesus Christ.
Eric, do you not know about that?
No.
You can't.
I still use
you
knives.
Can't, you can't use knives in a lot of international airports.
Oh.
Restaurants.
Oh.
They won't give it to you with your meal. Like they'll pre-slice the meat in the back and stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Okay.
Well, you could just take the knife and get on an aircraft and be like, I've got a knife now.
That's true. That's fair.
Be a great way to get a knife past security is to just get a knife literally past security.
Right. So I think over meal.
Your dad doesn't look great. I mean, while you were gone on your scheme, he did fight a duel nearly to the death with some guy who he insulted in the past and maybe took some money from.
I remember trying to prevent that fight.
Yeah,
Yes.
you didn't prevent it at all. Instead,
Yes.
you darted out after your sister to go find your brother.
Because the brother thing happened.
The brother thing happened. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yes.
The brother
Classic.
thing.
Yeah. So it's good to see you, Father. I'm sorry it's been a minute. You look well, but I know you're busy, so I don't want to take up too much of your time.
I have plenty of time for you, he says as he uses his airport knife to cut his meat. So glad we're civilized enough to have knives in an airport, he says, for no apparent reason.
Just AP commentary, getting in the meta. Well, obviously, I don't want to just have any reason to come see you, but there is a particular reason why I wanted to meet. You see, the cons have returned, or at least some of them.
Right.
And
boy.
I wanted to, I guess, understand more about the history of your journey with them.
You mean into the periphery?
Yes.
Well, he fills you in on seasons 1, 2, and 3 of this show. He leaves out the part that might be criminally implicating of him, and he says, and that fills us all in. I am sad to hear that, of course, Anko and Paul may be dead, and that this Kendrick is now the inheritor of the line, but I confess I don't know him that. My understanding is that he had a special relationship with Angus. I never really pressed either of them about the issue because very young, but
Yes, I understood that as well. At least what I could gather. Angus is pretty tight-lipped about it. That said, it's come to my attention that they had an encounter with the pirates that you mentioned once again.
no, I think I saw something about that on the news. That's where the parents died during that battle, right? With the admiral, what was his name? LeBeau, his pirates.
Yes. However, and just to refresh my brain, player-wise, and Athena's, it was they had a battle with the pirates on the asteroid.
Those are the people that had left LeBeau's employ.
Right, but they had been left behind by the fleet on the return. So there was like another battle that they basically something happened and people died. Okay. Yes. Well, like I said, it's beyond what has been broadcast. It's come to my attention that the pirates are more perhaps engaged with the fleet. And I wanted to understand, maybe, can they be trusted?
You're asking me if pirates can be trusted. I think definitionally the answer to that's no, right? We don't accuse people of piracy until they've thieved or robbed or mutinied in some way. These are already men who are essentially outlawed.
Fair enough. I suppose
Now, that said, there are plenty of things people will do for money. And there are pressures you can apply to people. But if you mean outrightly, by their word, with nothing else holding them, can you trust a pirate? Never.
You need some sort of leverage over them. Mostly financial, or could it be other things?
This is such a strange turn of the conversation. Is there anything you'd like to share with me about why you're trying to extort pirates?
And I think there's a little bit of nervousness that Athena tries to overcome. Like, I think there's like a confidence that's been growing in Athena. Well, I didn't want to upset Angus, but it would seem that this Kendrick is not who they seem, or who they claim to be. And I'm attempting. I caught them before they did too much and were able to ingratiate themselves fully into noble ranks, as it were. But we have a tenuous agreement at the moment, and I'm trying to determine what next to do.
Sorry, I'm going to need more information. You have a tenuous agreement with a pirate who is what exactly?
Well, it would seem that they are pretending to be Kendrick in order to gain favor.
So you're telling me the person that we think is Kendrick Khan, the person who is currently enacting noble policies, tax reforms, control over intelligence services with unlimited access to the defense grid, is actually a pirate, pretending to be him?
Well, they and AP, like, just to be clear, they don't have immediate access to all those things. Is that correct? Or is it like they are trying to get to that point where they will not be suspected not be suspected as Kendrick, right?
Yeah. I mean, have you seen Face Off? The John Woo movie?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time.
It's like this, yeah.
But also, like, I'm trying to do this before the Senate hearing, so that way they don't.
Yeah, but you can really tell that your dad right now is immediately in the like, we're gonna kill this guy, and we're gonna torture him, and we're gonna make an example of him because you can't pretend to be a noble, especially if you're a dirty pirate. Like, he is inches away from standing up and preparing a SWAT team to drop in on this dude and capture him.
One thing that Lachlan was always ferociously defensive about is the fact that
nobility.
Nobility is like, you know, in part because the family's history is like not very long, and people kind of look down on the McDougall lineage. So, like, you know, he's the first to be prickly about like noble blood matters, and you can't say that you're noble, even though his family absolutely did do that.
He's got talent on loan from God. And
well, I think before he gets up and makes any dramatic moves, I I look to them and I say, yes, I understand. We need to protect the nobility. I'm attempting to at least get some information before we do what must be done, and trying to see if there is some way to leverage this in a position that we can gain. But you were more tactful with those, I guess, maneuvers, political maneuvers, Father. So I figured I'd talk to you first.
What do you think you can get out of this young pirate that we would stop arresting him right now? What do you think we can gain by not taking immediate and overwhelming action?
Well, currently they have a fleet. Obviously, the fleet is in diminished capacity. I didn't want anything to happen with that, perhaps with the defense group. And my goal was to find out more about what actually happened to the Khans. All I know so far is that Kendrick is supposedly alive on the asteroid.
He
voluntarily.
He does fully stand up at that, and he says, "You're telling me the real Kendrick Khan is part of this plot?" And you've heard this from the fake Kendrick Khan.
From what I've been able to gather, yes.
And you believe this pirate?
I don't believe, as you said, you can't trust a pirate.
Now, daughter, you've done extremely well to gather all this information to get Kendrick Khan to trust you. I'll tell you what we're going to do. You make an excellent point. We can't just go after the fake Kendrick Khan. We need to be in a position to expand our assets by capturing all of those jump ships, drop ships. We need to be ready to take over the whole fleet. I'm going to prepare some mercenaries and send them up on my dropship fleet. We're going to say that we're helping tender and resupply the Khan family as part of a joint initiative, you know, a sort of familial thing. And when they arrive, they're going to seize the ships from these pirates. We will launch a simultaneous attack on Kendrick Khan and capture him. And I'll let you get whatever answers you want out of him at that time before we hang him from the rope. Traditional way of executing pirates.
Now, what's genius about this, Father, is I had a similar idea, but more in line of me and a mercenary group going to repair the satellites. But I think I like yours better. Tender's aid, because they are in, as you said, in a diminished state. So I think that would actually be a little bit more accepted from the pirates.
Yeah, I think we can get this done in the next 48 hours. So do whatever you have to do. Lie, schmooze this Kendrick Khan. Don't talk to him at all. Just don't spook him. Whatever you got to do, don't spook him before we're ready.
Very well.
You've done very well.
Thank you, Father.
And you're going to hate what I have planned.
So I think, Athena would go to the spaceport. One of the things that I wanted to do, and I don't know if we can do this later, but I wanted to get, in particular, a special guard or like mercenary bodyguard for Athena, but we can do that in a different scene.
I feel like pulling out the Il Bodyguard Reno movie is really paying dividends this episode. Special bodyguard, huh? Wink. Sam, do you got anything for us before the senatorial session, Kerensky ball?
We got to talk to Samuel Barrett, right?
Ah, is this the time?
Well, did Barrett ever? Barrett and Badger did stuff together when Barrett was working for us, right?
Sure.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna try to get Barrett on my or Badger on my side first, to then help me with the Barrett conversation. Because
All right. I mean, you've
Celeste,
had a couple conversations with Badger that haven't gone very far.
right? But I think I'll at least try that because Celeste wouldn't have really known him because he left when she was like 10.
Yeah.
So having somebody else who can like vouch for her would be very helpful for that conversation. So I think we should at least try.
Okay.
All right, so I'll talk to Badger first.
Badger agrees to sit down with you again, but he looks like someone who's about to have a conversation he's being forced to have and is ready to leave at any moment. Simply because you've repeatedly asked him to betray the person who helped make him a knight and has been a long political ally, and you've kind of just been a problem.
Well, but he's not really allies with Lachlan right now. He's like,
I mean,
strongest adversary.
Military allies, political adversaries.
Yeah, but
Look, their relation. Let me be really clear. Their relationship is complicated in like a 1990s way, where they can still work together even if they're on the opposite sides of the aisle. They're the pre-Newt Gingrich of politics.
yeah, but basically, yeah. I mean, but like, so is the yeah, okay, but like she's basically trying to get Badger to like actually out and out oppose him. You're
Yeah,
right. Okay,
I understand. You want him to,
take a stand.
take a huge stand and put himself at great risk, and also put you at risk and put his family and his kid at risk. Yeah, I understand.
Anyway.
So when I say he's apprehensive to meet with you, you understand why.
Yes. Celeste is, laying down the charm offensive. So she'll like, make sure that he has like, whatever he wants to drink or whatever. And they're like, she's being like polite, but not like over the top. She has kind of a still, she's not becoming a different person by any means. And so she'll say, I know you don't particularly want to talk to me again, Badger. I appreciate you giving me the time. Like it or not, I've continued on my own to push forward the agenda of our Duchess. There's somebody that will be on planet soon, and you and my father have history with. Likely one of the few people not under his thumb that has any kind of information about what was going on in the days after my mother's death.
He looks curious because he doesn't know who you could be referring to.
Of course, if I'm going to bring you in on this, which I want to, I'm going to need some kind of assurance that you're interested. If so, we can talk to them together. But if not, we have to end the conversation here.
Who are we talking about meeting?
I mean, that's like the thread she's trying to dangle here. She's like, I'm going to need some kind of commitment before I can tell you. The name alone can ruin everything.
This sounds like you mean someone draconian, which is dangerous for me.
Is Barrett draconian? Oh, he has been working for... No.
He worked for the Draconis Combine when you met him.
Yeah.
And you hired him, and
okay. And now
he's still a mercenary, but he's working for the Draconis Combine again. But he thinks you mean someone draconian in the sense that you're gonna bring like an actual draconian nobleman.
Yeah. She'll say, I can assure you it's not a swing quite that big, but it's certainly somebody that could cause problems for him if my father ends up getting into it. Let's just say that.
I can't imagine who you're talking about, but it sounds like this person could cause problems for me and you and the Duchess because you're having me check my privacy rights before I agree to this. So just meeting with this person is so dangerous, you have to have a conversation with me about it before you do it, which makes me very concerned about who it could be. Do Do you have evidence that Lachlan has committed treason?
No, that's my problem, is I have no hard evidence of anything. He's
It's
very
not
good
treason,
at
then. Very well.
he's very good at covering up his decision making. Fine.
Well said.
I can let you in on this bit. A show of
Is there anything else you want to say about Lachlan McDougall? Maybe about how handsome, charming, religious, capable. Perhaps you'd like to tell me he's faithful to his wife. Maybe you'd like to say that he's very tall. Are there any other positive aspects about Lachlan McDougall you'd like to extol at length? I'm talking to you, Sam. I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to you.
I mean,
You being like, yeah, that's right. My father's pretty good at covering his tracks. It's like Obama awarding himself a medal.
that's fair. But really, all it is it just means that I've made hit the right rolls at the right time. Let's be real. It's all just luck. Yeah. So she'll say, "Fine. As a show of faith, I'll let you know. I've enticed Samuel Barrett to come back on planet. I know he's disaffected.
Barrett.
I know he's disaffected, and I know he was in my father's confidences when some, let's say, shady shit was going on.
Confidences is a stretch. Samuel Barrett was, is, and probably will always be a mercenary. Now, is the man a tactical genius on the battlefield? Yeah, sure. Is he a scheming political mastermind? Probably not. What do you think Barrett has that I don't have on your father?
Nothing, but you haven't been willing to cooperate, and I assume that it would help to have somebody else to help you out.
I'll meet with Barrett, because you're going to need someone trustworthy in that meeting. Just because you brought the man here doesn't mean he's on your side. And he has any number of reasons to either lie to you, set you up. He could even kidnap you.
I'm not suggesting that we put our trust in Barrett. All I'm saying is that he seems to have an incentive to give us the kind of information that I'm going to need to bring up hard evidence against Lachlan. I guess you would say her father, but probably wouldn't call him by name.
Your loyalty to the Duchess is commendable. I just worry about you being compromised by familial feelings. A lot of people that think that they can do something, betray somebody, and then they waver at the last second once they're already in too deep.
So that's why you haven't been interested in joining my search? You're worried that at the last moment I'm going to
fail? You're going to tell me that you feel so little love for your father that you are willing to fully betray a member of the nobility?
What I think is that my father has played a dangerous game for too long, and it's finally caught up with him. And any benefit that he had to give to the people of Whittington and to this planet has long gone by the wayside. It's time for him to step away, step aside, and disappear.
Sure, and that's easy to say. Now let me ask you this question. How do you think your brothers, your sister, your mother are going to feel when they learn that you're the one that put away their father, husband? You think they're going to feel betrayed by you? You think that might change the calculation in your minds? Do you love your family?
Of course, but sometimes we all have to make hard decisions in the line of duty.
Yeah. I mean, you're saying this to a guy who's been a knight, a mech warrior for like 20 years. He's like, yeah, it's easy to say those lines, kid. It's a lot harder to live them. And it's a lot harder when family's involved. Can you truly tell me right now, face to face, that you are willing to put your relationship with all of your living family members on the line, your house, your name, your reputation, just to take down your father? For what? For the Duchess? For duty? For honor? Why are you even doing this? Can you do it for those things? I don't believe you can, because you haven't shown me that you're ready to do that.
Badger, by doing the things I've done, I already have.
Let's make a roll. That's a good line, too. That's like something that goes in a trailer for this movie. By doing the things I've done, I already have. The music drops out and then a bass line hits.
Okay, so what is this roll? Persuade?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I would also accept leadership charisma, if you wanted to go that way.
Those are equal for me, so.
But the question is, which one are you doing? Are you?
I think leadership. I think this is just like, this is not like Celeste is very persuasive. This is like the like natural charisma, and like she's taking her leadership role.
Yeah, of course she's channeling her inner Lachlan.
All right, so I have a +2 to this because of my insane charisma.
Okay. Is your charisma 18?
Yeah, we go over this almost every time.
But I remembered this time.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
Don't patronize me.
I rolled absurd stats for Celeste and have a 15, a 14, and an 18 for this character.
You got to ride off those good stats for the whole rest of the game.
Correct. Alrighty, so and I have a 0 in leadership.
Sure. So you have a +2 total.
That's an 8 plus 2 is
really
a 10.
good. That's good. I mean,
You're rolling, Sam. Something else.
we
Only
live
in this game. Only in this game.
We live in a post-apocalypse world, and that's a world where 10 plus good stuff happens. So he goes, damn. He stands up and he takes the folding chair that he was sitting in and he throws it against the wall, and it causes a scuff mark, and it's so loud. He slams his fist against the wall. Damn it. He turns dramatically and he says, fine. I see it in you. You're willing to put it all on the line, just like I am. Fine. We'll do this. I'm all in. Everything we've got. Even working with a no good, dirty merc who already has betrayed his allegiances twice, like Samuel Barrett. Yeah. We're going to take Lachlan down. He reaches out a hand to do a bro shake with you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Predator moment.
You're really going to do this to your own paw?
Yeah.
That
It's his own character.
That was the whole point. Lachlan's the bad guy.
The real Billie Eilish moment, for sure.
Oh.
The whole point of setting up an empire is so that I can knock it down.
I feel it. I feel that.
Feels like the beginning of a Bond movie now. You think you can take down my empire, daughter? You and your new British intelligence agent lover?
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right, well, I think that's the scene, probably.
I already have. Dun, 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 explosions called the trailer.
Anyone else got any scenes you'd like to do before the Kerensky ball?
I mean, I guess, do we want to resolve?
Yeah, we
'Cause
should
the Kerensky
absolutely
ball-
resolve it. Yeah. Eddie, I'd like you to make a flat 2d6 roll with adding nothing to it. We're just going to see how this thing goes down as, you know, the luck of the draw in regards to
Oh boy.
capturing the ships, capturing the fake Kendrick Khan, all that stuff.
Okay. Question for you. As an expert, do I get the opportunity?
Yeah, you can take the reroll.
So I need to.
But we're in the second half of the show, so if you use your reroll here, you don't get another one.
Ah, dang.
Because you only get it once an hour.
I should have done it at the beginning.
You haven't even used it yet. You haven't even used it yet.
I know.
Oh, my
That's what I'm saying.
opportunity cost. You haven't even made the roll that you don't even know if you need the reroll yet.
That's fair. Okay.
The gambler's foul. Well, you definitely need it now. Jesus.
No, like I don't know. Did you all like see that? It lagged for me. Like it didn't actually roll.
No, it rolled perfectly for me. That's a 1 and a 2. Yeah.
Okay.
It rolled.
I mean, no,
It rolled.
like I like put it. Whatever.
It rolled.
I was gonna say because like for me it like lagged and then it didn't spin at all. Because I literally like flung it across the table and
You can fling it, yeah, and it'll bounce as it goes. See, it's rolling. Okay, that's a 10. That's a lot better than a 3.
Yeah.
It goes down nearly like clockwork. The jump ship full of pirates is like, all right, we're probably gonna get some peach brandy and cigars. And then like the door from the docking dropship opens. They've got like a big crate of supplies that they're floating in, and the guy leading the floating team's like, all right, boys, we got a real surprise for you. And he like reaches into the crate and he pulls out a gun. Then all of the guys helping with the crate pull out guns and they just begin shooting. The pirates are like, We get to like a helicopter landing at Kendrick Khan's estate, and he's like, oh, I didn't know that my good friend from the McDougalls was coming. And, you know, like he's got a message on his computer that is from you, but has clearly Athena didn't write this, right? Like your dad has hacked your account and had one of his security people like send a message like, hey, I need to speak to you immediately. And like the helicopter's landing and he walks out to the helicopter and some dude comes shooting out the back with like a black bag that they put on his head and do the drawstrings and drag him in. We see pirates coming out of the Khan estate who are like, no! And then like they're getting gunned down by the door gunner. The helicopter's taking off. We can see Lachlan's in the co-pilot seat who's just like, another operation well done. That's the McDougall guarantee. We got him, boys.
See, I would have thought that instead of being in the seat, we would get like him in like a penthouse, like slowly swirling his brandy or whatever.
No, he's an active participant in today's operations. He wanted the commander's seat on the helicopter. Yeah, so I guess the next scene we get is Kendrick Khan tied to a chair, naked, with a single lamp above him and a drain in the floor. And Athena, you're allowed into the room as like all of the lights are turned out and you as a dark figure are there. He's still got the bag on his head. And he goes, who's there? What's happening? You just talk to Athena McDougall. She'll vouch for me. This is all a misunderstanding. Athena McDougall will vouch for me. Hello?
Yes.
You say something and he goes, Athena, you're here. Thank God. I don't know who these people are. They started killing my men. Am I under arrest? What's happening?
Well, you see, there seems to be a strict rule about nobility, and...
You betraying me? I thought we had an understanding. I'll tell everyone you knew. And that you didn't do anything about it.
That won't matter. Because it's already too late for you. But what you can do is tell me what you know. Beyond what actually happened. How did the Khans die? And maybe I'll let you live.
Maybe I'll let you live?
I think I'm taking a page from Lachlan a little bit.
All right, me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's I think I think there's like clear sweat on Athena. Like,
Right, but he can't see any of that because he's got a bag on his head.
Exactly. So like, she's just trying to keep her voice calm, but there's like clearly sweat. She's nervous as hell. Like, she doesn't do this.
I think this is going to be a persuasion strength check.
Strength?
Yeah, for intimidation.
Not charisma?
No. Right.
I have a 9 in strength, so
Plus 0.
Yeah, that's average.
Okay. Well, I have a +1 in persuade. That was my skill up.
Okay, you have a +1. Go ahead.
It's not doing the roll thing. I'm hitting R. I didn't roll. I'm just trying
There
to.
you go. Grab him out of the air while I'm rolling.
You're doing it.
And roll it. Well,
Oh my
that's
God.
my roll, Eddie. You can't have that one.
No, I'm trying to select it. But I'll take it. I'll take it if you.
He's my busted ass dice next to it.
You don't have to use R to flip stuff in the air. You can literally just roll it across the table like that. Just,
Well, that's what I was trying to do earlier, but it
man,
wasn't.
my rolls are
rolling for
so
me.
hot right now. Holy shit.
Like, that's literally what I was trying to do, but it wasn't doing it for me. Okay, look.
I
here.
see it. It's definitely working.
I can't.
Your rolls are broke, dude. My rolls are incredible and your rolls are busted.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
No,
was a
that-
3, so that's a 5.
No, that was a 5.
No, it was a 2.
Oh,
I'm sorry, it was
what?
a 3, and then I put it down and it rolled over to a 2. You have a 5 total, my friend.
I have no idea what to do. I have a 6 total, technically.
All right, 6 total. He just doesn't say anything as you orbit around him cruelly. He's sweating. He looks like maybe he has a stomach ache. He's starting to like go back and forth, rocking in the chair with the bag over his head. But he's doing the math in his head, and at some point he thinks he'll be able to talk to somebody and rat you out. Because if he's going down, you're going down with him.
I think Athena, like, if this is something that, because like right now they are held where?
In a secret underground facility.
Yeah. So I think there's like a very little chance that this person is, if I don't want them to leave or rat me out, they won't.
I agree with you, but he doesn't think that. He thinks he's going to get
Right.
a trial.
And I think the way that Athena approaches this and just like speaking, and if you're thinking that you're going to be able to rat me out, let me explain to you your situation. You are currently being held in a secret facility. The fact that you are a pirate means that you do not have the same protections that most have under law. And you impersonated a noble. 3 facts that I think will put your situation in my favor.
I'm going to let you make another roll at a -2.
A -2?
You already failed!
I mean, I get it.
No, those are some
it's
broke
a
rolls, my
7.
friend. That's still a 6. You have a
Is it
+1
minus-
and then you have a +1,
Yeah.
bringing it to an 8, -2, back to a 6.
Yeah.
He goes, this new information changes nothing about my feelings.
Then
Then
you're
he
useless.
Anakin Skywalkers and says, I hate you!
Your mic totally peaked.
He said, I hate you, but he screamed it really loudly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was honestly better that it peaked.
Yeah.
More dramatic.
Very well then. I'll let you consider your situation further. Until then. And then I say until then, and then walks out of the room.
Your dad's waiting outside. He says, didn't seem as productive as I was hoping.
It seems that his resolve was stronger than I thought.
Your dad stands behind you and puts a hand on your shoulder while looking in on this young man through like a panel of one-way glass, and he says, "Don't worry. I didn't expect that you'd be able to break him. We've got specialists in this sort of thing, drugs, tools. We'll get it out of him in a couple of weeks. And even if we don't, there are plenty of pirates that we have in custody now, gravely injured, who are going to need to tell us what they want to know, what we want to know if they want to live."
It seems quite grim, Father, but
These people are outlaws. They lost any legal rights when they decided to treat their fellow man as a source of income. There are rules to society that we follow. There are subtle agreements we make. Even a dog of the Draconis Combine is far above a pirate, because at least they've subscribed to the idea that humanity has culture, has society, has rules. An outlaw has no claim to these things. When you see another person as a source of slaves or money, when you take from someone what you believe is yours, the person that you took it from needs justice. How many dead men have their bloods on this young man's hands and that of this whole organization? But worse than any of that, they tried to pretend to be a member of a family aligned with us. They tried to lie to us, to cheat from us, to steal from us. Not just pirates in general, but thieves and murderers specifically targeting our trust.
I understand your point, Father. However, I see a certain irony in it.
This whole situation is a tragedy. But if we're to recover Paul and his family and the real Kendrick Khan, we're going to need answers. It seems that I owe you a favor. Let me know when you'd like to cash it in.
Very well, Father. Thank you for your wisdom. And I think she's like a little, like the sweat, I think as she like turns a corner, she just kind of like dabs her face and like tries to like recollect her poise, and I think leans against a wall and just says, "I hope I did the right thing." And then I think it cuts from there and goes to the next scene.
Yep. Brinsky ball.
Or no, the Senate hearing. Or is the Kerensky ball first?
Kerensky ball's first.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do the ball. I think that's a good thing to kind of end on because we only have 31 minutes.
True. But we all got our homework done, so we all have like things we're proposing.
I actually
That's
did come up,
not why we're voting.
I actually did come up with a legislation. I have one if you want to talk about that, but I was probably going to mention it to some people at the ball.
Yeah,
Sure,
mentioning your policies at the ball is a pretty good idea to get people behind it. So, the ball is a sort of somber, quieter affair than normal, right? Hiroshi Genji is not the like leader of his house. And it is a somewhat more militant affair. And rather than be a Kerensky ball, it's a Kerensky period ball. Like, there's a lot of imagery of the Star League. And I think that more than just imagery of the Star League, there's a lot of Star League emblems and then Davian Federated Suns emblems right next to them to try to merge the idea. Someone in a PR department somewhere was like, all right, get the art team on this. We need to attach Star League, Kerensky, and Davian in everyone's mind at this ball. That's the thing we're going for. So there's a lot of austere, like marbled columns, a lot of whitewash, white iconography, the beautiful orange yellow sunburst of the Federated Suns. There's a little bit of that Federated Commonwealth, like the mailed fist with the sun behind it, a sword. Like there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on here. Several Lyran nobles are in attendance, and they appear to have been invited by Lachlan McDougall. They're wandering around looking particularly German, a lot of like chin beards and like art berets, and they're like, huh. The food here is acceptable. I would eat it. And someone nearby is like, wow, for Lyran, I feel like that was the best compliment I've ever received. Who enters first among your family? And how do you enter? Do you enter with someone? You say that you do? What's going on?
I don't have a +1, so I'm just gonna enter by myself.
When you enter, there is a lot of talk that you hear nearby coming from, like, you're going down the red carpet and you can hear reporters just like, I thought he'd be coming with Kendrick Khan, and someone's like, it's never really been confirmed that they were, you know, boyfriend situation. Someone else is just like, no one's seen Kendrick Khan in like a week.
Yeah.
I wonder where he could be.
Right. And I don't know how much I've been appraised by my
Not at all.
family.
Apparently.
I
You
know.
had a conversation with Athena. She had a chance to mention it and didn't. So
Yeah. And they said, all I heard was that he's fine.
yeah.
He's doing really well.
So I'm hoping that he's going to show up at the ball.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm looking forward to.
A tabloid
oh man, what a
reporter-
fucked hold on. So like in my head, I'm like, oh man, what a fucked up day. Everything sucks, you know, finally, but at least my boyfriend, you know, like at least he'll be here and everything will be better. You know, my boy Kendrick will show up and I can talk to him and tell him about how much my life's been crazy since the last one.
Right. So right
Little
before
do
you're
I
about
know.
to enter, a notorious tabloid reporter jumps the ropes, and you can see the security people are going to grab him. And he's shouting, what do you have to say about the fact that your father has your boyfriend kidnapped in your sex dungeon and is torturing him?
What?
And then, like, security tackles this guy, like, one up, one down, and he just
A
lays flat
sex
on the ground.
What?
The people have a right to know! The people have a
And I get shoved inside by the, you know, the hard, but I'm just very confused.
Yeah, the security guys is like, don't mind that, Mr. McDougall. These kinds of things happen from time to time. Just a bunch of weirdos try to approach you. We'll handle him.
All right. Thanks. Thanks, my bodyguard. And all right. No, I'd be happy to
Bodyguard,
go in.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
For some reason, this episode full of bodyguard iconography for no reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you enter alone. You can see that you are actually the focus of a lot of attention here.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I was really hoping to lay low.
Yeah, but you've got this sort of bad boy aesthetic going on right now, right? You came back winner at Solaris. There are rumors that you're like
I lost to my sister.
Right, but you're an interstellar gangster. Your like, the thing is, it's like you're the peak, right? Like, yeah, you lost, but it was to your sister, right? Like, everyone knows.
You won first.
Yeah,
like you were
everyone
still a
knows the
champion.
McDougalls are superior Mechwarriors. It's no surprise you lost to your sister. That's the only person who could take you down. Is the sort of thing that your dad's media companies have been putting out.
Yeah, only a McDougall could take down a McDougall.
Even if you
Hold on. Our dad putting out only a McDougall can take down a McDougall is actually ironically so fucking good.
very ironic.
Yeah, it is very good.
But also, like, keep in mind,
I'm
Eric,
really sorry. That's really.
you know, like, if you win a title, even if you don't manage to like successfully defend the title, you were still the champion. You know what I mean? Like, you held the belt.
I didn't hold a belt. I just basically got
you
into
hold
the
the
Premier
lowest
League
rank,
and then
yeah.
got relegated.
Okay, well,
Like immediately.
still, you made it in for a minute.
Yeah. I was
There
in
are-
the show for a minute.
For every one person who's made it to be a Solaris Gladiator, there are literally 10,000 Mechwarriors who will never have that shot. So even if you lost the last place, you were still a Solaris Gladiator for longer than these people will ever be. With that said, I mean, you're also the leader of a successful underground mech fighting arena that had its first test run, and there's a lot of rumors about you going into business with P Sensei.
That's true. Yeah, that rumor mill would definitely be swarming. Yeah.
So
Swirling.
there's a lot of,
Okay.
you know,
Okay,
you're
I see
like
it.
a political outsider, but you still have plenty of power, and you're like a hot social topic. People here want to be, it's not that they want to talk to you, they want to be seen talking to you.
Talking to you.
So when you come in,
Right.
it's like sharks that have all suddenly stopped what they're doing, and they're like, which one of us do we think can get to him first and lock down that first conversation? What they say to
Right,
you
that makes
isn't
more sense.
important, but being seen with you is like, oh, I'm the most important person to him. He talked to me first.
Got it. Well, that I can work with a lot because
Yeah.
then I'm just playing defense the whole night, which is fine.
So you're avoiding people or just like casually
I'm trying
brushing them
to.
off like,
I'm
sorry,
I'm-
I just
no,
saw
no,
something over there. I'll get back with you later.
Wait, is that a ficus? Yeah.
We'll circle back.
No. Yeah. So I'm not giving anybody enough time to really get what that perfect shot that they want, you know? At least the best I can.
All right, yeah.
Is that
So you're like, you say
is that like a
several times,
dexterity
you're like,
persuade?
we'll come back to the OKRs and maybe cover our KPIs at some
Or
point.
circle back?
We'll circle back. Yeah, I think that a sort of persuasion, dexterity, yeah, would be a pretty interesting role here to make sure
Yeah, to
that
see
no
how good
one
I'm-
locks you down. Those are good numbers. You have
no,
any
it's not.
bonuses?
Yeah, I do. 1 for my persuade, so it's an
Eric,
8.
when was a 7 a bad number?
I don't know.
8 is
Seven.
more than good enough.
7 or 6 is when you start getting to the bad territory, and apparently that's all I'm rolling without advantage.
Been there before. All right. So probably like a mixed result.
No, I think that it's highly successful. It's just that you don't get anything else out of it. You know, like you definitely
that's
dodge
fair.
people, but you also don't maneuver yourself into a situation where you like have a moment of peace. You are constantly on the move the whole
Right.
time.
Well, to be fair, if I could tie this back into my original thought, is that I'm basically like Heisman trophying socially these people looking for Kendrick. Right. So
Oh,
like that's
yes,
why like that's
yes.
what's going on. And so
Yeah.
I'm really kind of like talking around looking for Kendrick. And I'm not seeing him, so I'm like constantly trying to move around, go to different floors, get a different height, you know, whatever I can, or like go outside, look around the garden part, circle back to the tapas that they got serving at the Kerensky. I don't know what they serve.
EricVulgaris and tapas is such an old combination.
I know.
I remember the first time Eric talked to me about tapas, I think was on the Stars Without Numbers show where I played a mutant that couldn't sleep.
Brother, don't talk to us about old fucking callbacks, mister. I had to turn off everyone's cameras and rearrange them. Okay. Today is the callback for old stuff.
Oh my goodness.
But you're right.
Lachlan
true.
McDougall
What a
enters
time.
after you with his wife, the lovely Countess. And the two of them are doing their like power couple. He's looking healthy and incredible as always, and he is looking older and older every year. He is perhaps playing up, like several of you have met with him during this year, and he's playing up the like, I was injured in my last mech duel sort of deal. Like he's looking more sick than he actually is in reality at this. he's definitely palpatining. Like, the attempt on my life has left me scarred.
Oh my god.
And people are, you know, like, there's the talk of like retired emeritus elder statesman Lachlan McDougall coming down the walkway now. He is not looking well. You know, a man like that, a mech warrior in his late 50s, still dueling on the front lines with a former Solaris gladiator. I mean, what courage and devotion he showed towards his legacy and his family here today to come to the Kerensky ball when surely he should clearly still be in bed.
Oh my god.
Who's next on the list of people to enter?
I could show up. Does Celeste? Maybe Celeste brought Sebastian Bassett Latour again. Is he there? Is he around?
You mean Triton?
Yeah.
Are
Whatever.
you digging Sebastian up?
Whatever. Same difference.
I've heard we're doing callbacks of old stuff this episode, but bringing a skeleton to the ball is a real callback.
That's true. But yeah, because isn't Triton who she took last time?
Yeah, Triton is who you took last time. I think that he's been trying to stay on the down low. I believe what happened last time there was a session was that the Countess basically said you can't have your family's noble title back. That's my recollection.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
But she also
yeah.
didn't eject him from the planet. It was basically like a we'll see. I'm going to think about it some more. But no. So he's been hanging around like a Jersey Shore background character for the whole year, trying to stay relevant socially and nobly, but you know, he literally has no power and no money. He's basically just mooching off of his name.
And how old is he? Is he in his teens or 20s?
He is pretty young. Let's get a look here. Triton is...
Because he was born... He's got to be
18.
about the same age as Celeste, right?
Yeah, so Celeste is in her 20s.
She's 20. She's
21,
maybe 21 now.
and he's 18. Yeah.
Okay.
Classic person about to graduate high school, dating person about to graduate college.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I think, well, like, would anyone have, like, invited Celeste? Does she have any invitations?
I think Celeste has a huge number of invitations if there's somebody else you'd like to. You know, like, you're a free, unattached. I think probably at the top of your invitation is from the Duchess. She wants you to attend as her partner.
Yeah, she'll definitely do that.
All right, so we're leaving
Nice.
this guy in the dumpster. He has to find somebody else to mooch off of.
Aw.
As everyone knows, Celeste will do anything the Duchess wants. So yes, absolutely.
You enter
that's what
with the
happens.
Duchess, and she has you go in hand and keeps you very close at hand. And anytime people start asking questions of her, she like turns and has a conversation with you to just try to avoid them on the red carpet. Like she's in truly, it's not that she's even walking past them, it's that she truly ignores them by stopping and having a conversation with you until they stop asking her questions, and then she continues to move on.
And Celeste is just delighted by this. This is like the best combination of her two favorite things, which is being rude to nobles and getting to hang out with the Duchess.
As you enter the venue, and you have like a moment of privacy going from the like wild outside reporters to the inside sharkish nobles who are looking for anything, she kind of stops for a moment and says, in this rare place of peace, like, I heard that your father had captured a number of pirate assets in orbit, some jump ship and some drop ships belonging to the Khans or some sort of scheme. Do you remember when we were younger we were part of a fleet that was traveling around that encountered these pirates the first time?
I do.
So much younger then. Things were a lot more fun back then.
I agree. It seems like everything got a lot more complicated when we got back from that trip.
She squeezes her hand and looks towards the ballroom you're about to enter and says, I think it was always complicated. We were just too young to see it.
Perhaps so. Speaking of that time, there's somebody coming to the planet soon who was with us on that trip. Do you remember the mercenary captain?
Samuel Barrett.
Indeed.
He certainly tried to be charming.
She'll laugh and she'll say, he's one of the few people who isn't still on Lachlan's payroll that was around for all of that.
She is going to stop and turn fully towards you, still holding your hand, but then going to grab your other hand so that you'll be forced to look directly at her. Are you trying to take your father down?
I thought that's what you would want.
Okay.
I just imagine the fucking bubbly champagne in everyone's hands while you're talking about this. Is so good.
You know, like the light off the chandelier.
Yeah.
And
She doesn't say anything else. She doesn't even say, we'll talk more about this later. She just turns and says, I guess they're waiting for us. And then squeezes your hand again and walks in with you.
yeah, she'll give a squeeze back and we'll say, let's have fun tonight. And they'll, you know, like head into the ball.
Athena, you're the last to go in.
Yeah.
You too have any number of people clamoring to be your escort today, including Triton Bassett Latour.
Oh my God.
P Sensei has also, not only has P Sensei offered himself up, even though he already has an invitation, he's just like, just in case, as your former mentor, if you're still feeling nervous, I can go with you. If not, I actually have my own invitation and it's fine. I won't feel bad if you turn me down. But also, here's invitations from my 7 employees of Talent 7. If you want a handsome man to go with you.
In all fairness, okay, so there's 2 things, AP.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I wanted to do before the ball was to hire hire bodyguards.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want them to just be like any run-of-the-mill bodyguards. I kind of want them to be like, I don't know, those that would work with me on projects and things like that too.
So you're not looking for a bodyguard. You're looking for mercenaries.
Maybe. I mean, I guess so. But like,
explain to me what a bodyguard who works on projects is. Outline this for me in a way that doesn't use the word mercenary.
Yeah. I mean, fair. I'm trying to think of like Cyberpunk 2077, where there was like that person in the higher ups that had like someone that would basically go and take care of things for them. If
a solo,
a fixer.
A fixer, yeah. So
you're looking for a fixer. Interesting.
Like a bodyguard fixer, right? Someone that like is always by my side. That if I need them to do something, they'll go do it.
It feels you
want Colin from Succession. You want Colin.
It sounds like you really want 2 different people. I'm not sure you want the person to catch a bullet for you is the same person getting you your drugs.
No, Jesus Christ, my drugs. No, okay. So actually, I was thinking of 2 anyway. So if that's how you want to do it, that's fine.
I think we should make a dice roll,
and
I think if the number's high enough, you can get 2.
Okay.
I think that depending on how you want to do, it's definitely going to be a culture roll for sure. And I think culture Whittington, culture spacer, or culture criminal are all going to get you different things.
I mean, I'm actually good at culture spacer.
So I think if you go for culture spacer, you're not going to get very good bodyguards because they're all going to have like bad bone structure from spending a lot of time in space. Well, hold on. Let me get to the other part. But they're going to be excellent fixers, right? Like anybody you pick up from culture spacer is going to be very good at like literally engineering things and like keeping a ship running, but also like socially you have to adapt to new planets very quickly. So like meeting new people and learning things, getting part of a network and understanding how things work is an inherent part of spacer culture. Also perpetually being an outsider is part of spatial culture. So
that's fair. Yeah. No, I mean, I like the idea of that's like where I would get the fixer from, but then Whittington would be where I'd get the bodyguard.
Sure, which is why 8 is going to be a fixer, and if you get 10, you'll also get a bodyguard.
Got you. Okay. Okay, then I'll
Charisma.
do culture spacer. Charisma is a 14, so I have a +2
I think that's right.
because culture spacer is 1 as well.
Yep. Sounds right to me. That is an 8.
Oh my god.
It's something, but like I don't have my
Destiny.
reroll.
4
Yeah.
plus 2 plus 2. You get a fixer.
Okay.
I'll let you name this person and tell me about them if you would like,
Okay.
or I could come up with something.
No. I'd love to name them and
You don't
give
have
you
to
some
do it
details.
right now because
Right.
we probably have another month or 2 before the next episode. Plenty of time to do your homework.
Oh my goodness.
Who are you going to the party with?
Yeah,
Which
well,
was the original question.
I know, but that was why it depended on that role because I
Okay.
was thinking of the bodyguard to come with me. But
I think your
got
fixer
fixers
can stand in for a bodyguard temporarily, but let me put it this way. If they have to take a bullet for you, they will. They won't survive it, sort of deal. You know what I mean? They don't have plot armor like a real bodyguard would.
Yeah.
So it's definitely this unknown fixer who we don't know anything about. Male, female, nothing. It's just every camera shot that's of you, there's like an elbow of a suit in it, or like the knees of a pantsuit or something. Like we could see that you're being followed by an entity in a professional suit.
Yeah.
Jesus
They're
Christ.
just out of
Loomingly.
frame.
But in terms of like who would actually take like what are some like prospects, invites, that sort of thing.
Prospective invites.
Because like I mean I know that at some point I'm looking for rebuilding the Menshikov house.
Right.
So that's one of the things that I don't know if this is the ball to do it, but if there's an invite, it seems promising. Maybe.
So there's several people. P Sensei, the members of Talent 7, Triton, Bastard, Latour. You could always invite, like you have formal invitations that have been sent as a courtesy by people like Badger has sent you one, like he's going and he sent you one with the intention that you would turn it down. You don't have to turn it down, but you could. It's just something done politely. The commander of Hiroshi Genji's bodyguards, Cirrus Higgle, has sent it.
That was the guy that was supposed to put it on, I think.
Well, then this is why it's happening at Hiroshi Genji's house, is because Cirrus Higgle is his best friend and also his boss. You have one from Edward Wheat. That's the travel guide woodsman at the lumber mills that you've talked to several times, and that the last time you were there, you blew him off.
Oh my god!
According to this, he has a 2D. Yes,
pirates.
he has a 2d6 in hotness rating, and he rolled 2 6s, so he's literally the most attractive person on all of Whittington.
Holy shit!
That's canon, according to this.
The hottest person. I mean,
What the?
I mean that's tempting. In all fairness, just for the fun of it, just have the hottest person on my arm.
I think you also have one from Captain Kahumaru. So this is the commander of the Draconis March militia. He sent you one as a formality as well. Just like, if you require an escort, I will be available that evening.
Interesting. Okay. I feel like, yeah, let's just have the hottest guy on Whittington.
All right, so you go with like hot Bear Grylls, essentially.
Super hot.
So the two of you arrive, and it's, you know, you've been undergoing an image change, right? Originally, you were like the quiet, nerdy girl no one ever talked about, and now you're doing the Hermione Granger, like, yeah, I did Harry Potter, but now I give speeches before the United Nations, so I basically could do everything, sort of deal. Yeah, like, I travel to Solaris, I qualify as a Mechwarrior, like, yeah, I'm smart, I'm hot, I hang out with hot men all the time, you see me on TV, like, you've never really flaunted any of your stuff, I think, to some extent, but you know, the media started to catch on. They're like, she's a rocket scientist and also a political expert, a mech warrior, a Solaris gladiator, and now she's dating this super hot Australian woodsman. Like, why isn't this woman front page news? Why are we concentrating on Menelaus?
Poor kid.
They're just waiting.
Oh my god.
Athena is 5 seconds away from starting a pop idol career, is all I'm saying. All you gotta do is get a guitar and you're locked in.
Yeah, so I think she comes in with them, apologizes for not seeing them longer when they last visited the other continent.
He's just like, that's all right, babe. I understand you had a lot going on there. Have you seen my boss, Kendrick Khan, around? Kind of seems like he just disappeared someday last week.
Yes.
Eric, when you hear that, are you orbiting over in this direction?
Well,
Let me see.
Oh, he's rolling dice, audience.
Oh my god, yeah, okay. I was just like on a 6. Okay. Well, yep. I just roll a d6 to see if it is. Okay.
Fantastic. This is a great place to end. It's like you appear.
Yeah, perfect.
You appear at Edward's arm, and he's just like, sorry, mate, who are you?
sorry.
Can you excuse me? I'm talking to this lady here.
That's
This is my brother.
Oh, right.
yeah.
I didn't
Angus?
realize he was so weird.
Oh.
Meet Edward.
Yeah, he
Oh,
reaches out to give you a
hi.
handshake, and he goes, so you're the one that left a ball a couple years ago by falling off of a balcony.
I climbed down a set of vines, but yeah. Well, it was a controlled fall.
Yeah, mate, listen. I do a rock climbing course on the weekend for orphan children. You should consider coming by. I can probably teach you some moves.
Yes, Edward is
Okay,
very
what
much
was your name?
involved.
What was your name? James?
Edward
What's your name?
Wheat.
Grimdark James? Okay.
Wow.
Nice to meet you.
Holy shit.
Nice to meet you, Ed.
I was like, Athena was about to
Enchanted.
say, like,
Actually,
Edward's-
we've met before. When we
That's
were
true.
kids. Your dad helped rescue me from a bad situation.
oh yes.
Mm. Wow. My sister never told me about that.
I mean, you and I were on the same spaceship together for months.
Was I
saw
there?
A lot of space.
Yes, you were. I believe
Oh, okay.
Athena was present on that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think the McDougall kids were all there.
Yep, and the Duchess
Yeah.
was there as well. Yeah, this is one of the Sapphire
Oh,
kids you
oh.
saved, kidnapped.
Right.
Save kidnapped.
Why is
Jesus.
this
Save
name's
that.
Wheat?
It's called
'Cause
Save
And
That.
now is the hottest man on
Right.
LinkedIn.
He's a survivalist. What can I say?
Oh my god.
Gentlemen, I would like to offer all of you 500 XP for this episode.
Excellent. I think I get bonus too because I
Very
completed
generous.
my goal of getting Badger on the Duchess's side.
Yes, you did.
Nice.
Let me get my XP chart open.
I also got
I didn't
determine if the I can really trust the pirate con. No, can't trust them.
Did you determine that, or did your dad kind of tell you that?
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Well, I mean, that was originally my goal, but then the dad kind of forced me or pushed me.
Well,
towards
yeah,
it.
I mean, you went to your dad and was like, "Hey, I've been
to
keeping
find out
this
information.
huge secret about Infiltrator," and he was like, "We should take actions immediately."
Yeah.
I don't know what you thought Lachlan was going to say. Like, yeah, we should just let him do whatever he wants.
No, I was trying to get information to then go take care of it. I wasn't thinking he was going to like immediately assault the person. But then again, I know.
All right.
Ryan?
Then the other one was hire a personal bodyguard, so I did get that.
Yay.
I believe you specifically hired a fixer.
Hey,
Yeah,
look, man.
All right. I'll give you partial credit for it. How about that?
Oh my god. Okay, sure.
All right. Let me start with Sam. You get 200 XP for completing a goal. Another 200 because I think it can be said that your goal advances Whittington, and I definitely think you can say that your goal advances the Duchess's agenda. You definitely walked yourself into that. So that's 200, 200, 300. I think it could be said that your plan is known only to nobility so far. So with that, 200, 200, 300, 200 is 600 and 600, or 600, 900 XP total on top of the 500 for the episode. All right, Eddie, here we go. Goal number 1 was what exactly?
I mean, maybe it was poorly written, but determine if I can really trust the Pirate Con.
Okay, so 200 for completing it. I think that it doesn't advance. Well, you know what? I think there's an excellent case to say that it advanced House McDougall because they just got
100%.
a free jump ship and a bunch of drop ships. And it also advanced your own house. So 200, 300, 200. However, it is known to everybody. So that's another 100. So 200, 300, 200. 100 is going to end up being 800 XP. On top of the 500. And then half credit for Bodyguard. I don't think you can say that it advanced Whittington or House McDougall or humanity, and I also don't know that you can say that buying a Bodyguard advances your own house's political agenda.
I mean, it protects it.
Protects you.
Which I am currently the primary and sole person in the Mechwarriors house.
I'll tell you what, I'm not going to give you the XP for that, but I'll give you full XP for the whole goal. How about that?
All right, fair enough.
Okay, so you get 200 for completing a goal. It's known to everybody, so you get another 100 for 300. You get 300 total.
So it's 800 plus 800, 1600.
That's some big numbers. Eric, any goals for you?
Nope, didn't meet any of them.
I think next episode, if you have a goal, learn about the fate of Kendrick Khan, you can absolutely cash in on that very quickly.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely swapping out the Find Allies for Athena's R&D initiative. That's going in.
Well, no, so like legitimately, like the thing that I wanted to do was find you at the ball to tell you about Kendrick. So
it sounds like if you have a goal, learn more about Kendrick Khan. It's going to be worth a lot of XP.
Really good.
Yeah.
Good. That might get me over to level 3.
I'm about to go to 4.
Sorry, to 4. Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to run shortly. So
any closing thoughts then?
Love this shit.
Yeah,
glad to be back.
Good. Good to be
When
back.
is the next time we can meet? Let's get that on the calendar before we. I can't meet you tomorrow.
All right,
we'll
play tomorrow.
another show
Sounds
tomorrow.
good.
Wait, no.
I'm available the 8th, which is the next.
Yeah. Next week.
Well, 2 weeks, right? It's yes. The 8th is in 2 weeks. I'm there. I'm good.
Yeah.
Good for me.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was Sunday. What a black day. That's it. Patreon members, thank you for your support. You get this 1 week early. Goodbye.